This 2026 Masters Update live from Augusta is brought to you by Copper Rock, where the pros play on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Bob Casper joins us right now, Real Golf Radio. You hear it every Saturday morning. Bob, have you counted up the years? I mean, are you breaking, 30 years at Augusta? Do you know how many times you've been there?
Probably about 35.
Wow. Never gets old, does it?
No, it doesn't. Yeah. I pinch myself every time I'm able to come here because of the legacy of my father, and it's amazing. I've really, the last couple of years, I get kind of humbled because of what he was able to accomplish in his career, and because I get to enjoy this every year. It's amazing.
You know, the one thing about golf, and I don't know about this new generation of golf, but it felt like Phil and Tiger and those guys, they all understood the history and appreciated the history of the game. Do you get that sense from the new generation as well?
You know, I think there's quite a few of them that are very appreciative of what has come before. I think there's a lot of them that don't necessarily recognize maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 names in the game that have really helped develop the tour to where it is now, and the majors to get to where they are now, and the money to where it has gotten now. But for the most part, they know the traditions, especially of this place, what they need to do to get into that Masters Club where they had the Champions Dinner last night. And they realize that once you do it once here, you get to do it for the rest of your life. And that's what's cool about Augusta, is that they honor their champions, the traditions of winning this championship. And it's pretty cool.
Any feedback from the dinner last night? Sounds like Rory stayed away from the Irish food because nobody apparently likes Irish food. So, but it seems like one heck of a menu for sure.
You there?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, sorry.
No, I got you now. Did you?
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, okay.
So ask me.
Did you get any feedback from the dinner last night?
I think everybody totally enjoyed it. I mean, you and I would have enjoyed it immensely with a Wagyu filet mignon and some salmon and some elk sliders and, on and on and on. It would have really been a really good meal. My dad would have loved it.
Was there anyone that provided a dinner that didn't hit well with everybody?
Well, it's interesting. A lot of guys, I know Sandy Lyle, he had Scottish food, haggis and stuff like that. And a lot of guys understand that if they see the menu and they don't like it, they're going to order off the menu and get a steak, a really nice prime piece of steak, or they're going to get some fish or something like that. So nobody gets offended by what's presented. But I loved Rory's comment yesterday when somebody asked him about Irish food. Why didn't you do any Irish food? And he says, because I wanted to have a good dinner and enjoy it like everybody else.
Oh, man. All right. So any alterations this year's course at all worth mentioning? They
really didn't do a whole heck of a lot with the golf course. The only thing they did is the 17th hole, par 4. Late in the round, they pushed it back about another 25 to 30 yards on the tee, and it's a difficult hole as it is, but this is going to make it just a little bit more difficult for the guys, especially that don't hit it as far as some of the top guys. So, but that's really the only thing they did. Then they have a players' facility back behind the practice range, and it's in an area that was where they had the players parking before. So what they did is they went in and they dug it out and put players parking underground, and then built a 3-story facility back there that has a state-of-the-art weightlifting and rehab and that kind of area in there. Then on the next floor, the second floor, is a locker room for all the players, and then upstairs is family dining. and it's a whole facility just to give all the players in the event the experience of what they expect it to be at Augusta.
What's our weather looking like this week?
It's going to be perfect.
Nice.
We haven't had any rain whatsoever. We had some rain on Saturday afternoon, a little bit of drizzly rain on Sunday for the drive, chip, and putt later in the afternoon. But then it's been perfect. Today it's about 68 to 70 degrees, a little breeze. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be about 72, then 77 on Friday, and then 84 on Saturday and Sunday. So and there's no forecast of rain or anything in the way. So it's going to be a dry Masters. The golf course is going to play firm and fast, and the greens are going to probably be pretty quick.
So you think scores will be won't necessarily be great in this one?
No, it'll be there'll be a little bit higher scores, but when I say higher, it's going to be somewhere between 8 and 12 under par.
Okay.
And that's kind of where it sits every single year. These guys understand it. I mean, the last time we had it over par was when Zach Johnson won, and there was a lot of wind and cold weather, and everything just got dried out so much that the golf course was extremely, extremely difficult. So, yeah, I would think 6-8 under par is probably going to be a pretty good score this week.
Scotty, still your favorite going into this one?
Well, he is. Everybody's saying, well, what's wrong with Scotty? He wins the first event of the year and then and wins by 5 shots. And then, he's had a couple of top fives and in 2 more events, he hasn't finished worse than 24th. And everybody goes, well, he's not winning. Well, Scotty. He's playing some great golf. He's still clipping along, but he hasn't played for 5 weeks. He hasn't played since the Players' Championship. And he was going to play in Houston and get another rep in before he came to Augusta, but his wife was expecting their second child, and so he stayed home. That child has been born now. She was out here with him at the par 3, carrying him on her chest, and then they had their other boy Bennett with them, walking with Scotty. But he's here with his family. Baby's 11, 12 days old, something like that, and
wow.
I expect it to be a great week for him. It always is, but there's a lot of guys that are going to be in the mix this week, no doubt.
Is there somebody that may not necessarily be on the average golfing fan's radar that should be going into this one?
Well, I would say there's a couple. A lot of people. Justin Rose lost last year in a playoff to Rory. He's lost in playoffs twice here, and he's finished runner-up 3 times here. He's 45. He's getting to Jack Nicklaus's age when Jack won at 46. So Justin Rose is a guy that thrives on this golf course. He loves this golf course. So I would look at possibly Justin Rose. Another guy is a guy that was basically a rookie last year. He won the Scottish Open, played in the final round with Rory McIlroy, and looked at him right in the face when he was winning the golf tournament. Finished 4th the next week in the Open Championship, and he's already won twice on the PGA Tour this year, and that's Chris Gotterup. It's his rookie year here at Augusta. If we're going to have another rookie win this golf tournament, I think this guy is going to have a better than average chance. But I think what's really cool is we have this opportunity to complete a career Grand Slam like Rory did last year when he was here. So Scotty Scheffler has the opportunity to complete it at the U.S. Open in June. We've got Jordan Spieth has an opportunity to complete it at the PGA Championship in May. So if Xander Schauffele were to win this week, that gives him 3 legs of the career Grand Slam with a U.S. Open to win, just like Scotty Scheffler. So he's my guy this week. I think Xander Schauffele is going to have a good week this week, and he plays well here. He's had some great finishes and a bunch of top 10s. So
Rory was phenomenal last year, wins the Masters, and then it felt like, you know what, I accomplished it. I finally got it, and then he kind of like wasn't necessarily a big story the rest of the year.
Right.
Do you anticipate that this tournament might reignite him a bit?
Well, I would hope it would. It's been pretty fun to watch him. When he was here for the women's amateur and the drive, chip, and putt, he was wearing the green jacket. In the media room for interviews, he was wearing the green jacket, and guys don't normally do that. I think he really appreciates what he was able to do here and how he was able to notch this as one of the 6 guys who have done a career Grand Slam. But let's not forget, Jack and Tiger have 3 of them. They've won it, the career Grand Slam 3 times,
Jeez.
which is unfathomable. It's crazy. But I would expect Rory to have a good tournament here. He finished second in LA earlier in the year. I would think that the pressure's off. I think he will play well this week.
All right. So you mentioned Rory's rocking the jacket. If I were there and I'd won it, I would never take the jacket off. I would golf in the green jacket.
Yeah.
But that being said, what are the rules? You don't get to take one home, do you?
Well, so when you win the tournament, you get to take it home for a year.
Oh, okay.
Until the next tournament and until the next one. Then you have to bring it back, and it's put in your locker, in the champions locker room. So otherwise, everybody's jacket is here.
Oh, okay. So let's say you want to wear it to the dinner, but you won it 5 or 6 years.
To the dinner.
Well, I know, but but it was 5 or 6 years ago, and maybe you put on a few extra pounds. Do they give you a new jacket, or how does that work?
They'll alter it, or they'll find one in your size and let you wear it that week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But the interesting thing here is Augusta National has what they call the Members Pro Shop. And if you go in the Members Pro Shop, there's stuff in there that only members and people that are invited in are able to purchase. Their normal swag from Augusta National. Now, if you go downstairs, okay, you can only get in there by being invited, and it's got a key card system and all that kind of thing. You go in there, and they have a tailor that fits you for your green jacket.
Wow. All right. So, have you been in there, Bob?
I have not been in there.
Oh, okay.
I have not been in there.
Have you seen Jason Kelsey floating around out there?
I saw him a little bit earlier on when they were doing some of the broadcast at the par 3 today, and he was talking to some of the players, which I thought was pretty cool. He had caddy coveralls on and everything. It was pretty fun to see.
Boy, those Kelseys, man, they're cashing in right now.
Yep.
They're everywhere.
Well, you know who else is here?
Oh, who?
Is the Mannings.
Oh, of course they are. They're members, aren't they? Isn't Peyton a man?
They are members. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
If you win
Remember, I put in a good word for him last year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, do you?
I said it's your responsibility to follow up with them and get us out there to play.
Absolutely. So, if you win it, do you become a member?
Yes.
Okay.
But only you. You're not a member that can bring people to play or anything like that. It's only you. If you want to bring friends or family to play, then you call Augusta National, and they set it up so that a member can be here to help sponsor you with family members or whatever to come play or friends.
Wow.
Yep.
Hey, you're the best. We appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us as always, and we'll talk to you again here soon, Bob.
Okay, Scotty. Take care, bud.